Today you are going to begin to write your own stories. Your prompt is, write a story about a character who has a big change in his or her life. You are going to include a problem and its solution in your story ideas. So think, what problem will your character have? And how will the problem be solved? Now, drawing a picture of a character is a really good way to decide on details to include in your story. So I want to write about two mice who are friends, Drew and Dot, and they each have a problem. First, I might draw a picture of Drew, and then I will tell about him. He has a big home in the trunk of a big apple tree, and his problem is that he has no food. Then I'm going to tell about Dot. Dot had a huge piece of cheese, and I'm going to draw a picture of it. But Dot's problem is that she has no home. I will write that near my picture of Dot. So you guys can take a blank piece of paper, draw a picture of your characters, and describe them and tell what their problem is going to be. So you can tell a story through your picture to help you get ideas on what to write. So that is our pre-writing activity, is you are going to draw a picture of your character. Then you're going to write details by each character and what their problem is in your story. So you're going to decide on characters for your story and draw pictures for each character. Pause the video now and come back to the video once you've done that. Now remember, at the beginning of a story is where we introduce our characters. In the middle, we tell about a problem, and at the end of our story, it tells how the characters solve the problem. So as I plan my story, I need to keep in mind that my job is to write a story about a character who has a big change in his or her life. Now remember, my story is about two mice. So what happens at the beginning? Okay, so my characters are Dot and Drew. Okay, and my setting is the forest. Okay. Then I have to think about what happens at the beginning of the story. At the beginning of my story, I would write Drew and Dot meet under the apple tree where Drew lives. So in the first box, okay, I'm going to write something about how they met. Then I'm going to move on to what happens in the middle of the story. What problem do we have? Okay. Then at the end, how do my characters solve that problem? This is found in your reader's notebook, page 136. That's where you are going to plan your story. So here's your planning, okay? You are going to look at the headings on this graphic organizer and put the information where you need it to go. We have characters, a box for your characters and their description, a box for the setting and its description. Okay, remember, you're just writing details. You're not writing complete sentences in your graphic organizer, just story details. Okay, then we're going to tell them the story in the order that it will happen. Again, just using details. Okay, so you're going to have the characters or the animals in your story. The setting is where and when, and then the plot is what happens in the story. So then you're going to go through and tell us the beginning, okay, the middle, and the end. So you are going to start to fill this out, and you're going to finish this today too, so we can use it as we draft in our next writing video. So you are going to fill out this entire graphic organizer the best you can with details and information about your characters your setting, and then your plot for beginning, middle, and end.